So when was the last time you checked your work?
We all want to mark.
Might have channels who like now, it has before starting the way. Okay, I'll tell you I guess what it is for a topic. Moving forward to this topic. So, hi, this is Bhavika Raut. I'll be talking about roles and given it as security. Before going into the topics, this is something about why I'm working with MDM since last 6 years. I have experienced in leading cross-functional teams working on this security crux, and I love working with customers. So, just start the turn. And if you all were checking your phones, is your phone really safe? Yeah. So, can you just think about last time you checked your phone? Were you checking it for accessing the emails, accessing your documents, or after a meeting, if you are taking a screenshot? I've seen lots of you were taking a screenshot of this image, right? So, if you're storing all this data in your phone, so your phone is not really a phone. It's not your personal device anymore. It's a void of corporate secrets, right? It has some corporate data. So, let's go ahead. Let me paint a picture for you how it looks when an employee, how it looks for an employee when he goes for work. This is the day of work for any employee. So this is my friend Ramesh. He is sitting at the coffee shop, sipping a coffee and accessing his emails from his phone. I guess he's using this Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi. So next picture, the second picture, it is accessing some confidential documents on his phone again. He's accessing some folders, you can see. And in the third image, he lost his phone. I guess it's some random public case. So now what? So can you tell me, is your phone really safe? Was his phone really safe? No, right? So, what's the risk? The risk is loss of data. Whatever he has stored on his phone, he lost it already, right? So he might have exposed some sensitive data because his phone got lost. Then if he's not taking the backups or security patches backups on his device, then whatever data was stored on his phone is not there in cloud anymore or not anywhere. What are the other risks? Unauthorized access. So let's say, let's take another example. If someone gets access to your device and unauthorized access to your device, what can happen? So if someone gets unauthorized access to your device, they might get the access to this data, corporate data, as Ramesh was accessing this free Wi-Fi, and as all of you were accessing the free Wi-Fi provided by Marigold, right? So now let's see what can happen with your data. Is your data really safe? I guess you all should switch to your mobile data again. This is the recent event of Okta breached in September 2023. What happened? So actually one of Okta's employee, his Google account got hacked, and through which the hacker got the credentials of Okta support system. And from that, the 134 of Okta's clients or organization data got leaked. So this is the risk, and the risk is really real. The another one is compliance penalties. What can happen if your data get leaked, if you lost your client's data? So failure to comply with this data protection can it might have, due to which you have to pay hefty fines, and your brand reputation can get damaged, like it happened with Facebook in 2018. So if you know already, Facebook lost the data of their 87 million users in 2080, and due to which they have paid $5 billion penalty, which is the huge penalty till now. And so these are the risks. So how we can prevent it? Is there a solution? So yes, there's a solution. There are multiple solutions. One of this are MDM. So these are the examples. Again, Facebook and Okta. We are taking the example of this big companies, so you'll know what are the risks and how this risks are big and real. Let's go back to MDM. So what is MDM? This is a shield for your mobile fleet. MDM is basically mobile device management. As you can see in the image, it includes nothing but mobiles, laptops, which gadgets, any wearables, tablet, it can be anything. So in this session, we'll be focusing on mobile only because mobile is a smartphone. Due to the increase in use of mobile phones in your daily life, in your daily work life. This device comes into two categories. One is company owned and another is viewer only. So if you are working remotely, you might have used your personal devices previously, or you might have using it again now. And if you are working from offices, you might have some company owned devices. The scenarios can change, but yeah, there are two categories: company owned and viewer only. That's personal devices. So let's understand the MDM in detail. There are mainly three components of MDM. One is device enrollment, second is policy and enforcement, and third is monitoring and management. So MDM is basically, you can imagine a dashboard where you can enroll a device. You can put your device because MDM has to be there your device has to be there in the system so that you can take benefits of MDM, right? So under device enrollment, there's user and device enrollment. You have to assign a user to particular device when you give mobile phone to any employee. So again, you can categorize while enrolling. You can categorize whether the device assigned to this user, whether it is corporate device or personal device. And this enrollment can be done by IDN as well as user, as we have taken the example of working remotely. In that case, user can enroll himself by just scanning a QR. Then policy enforcement. Policy is nothing but rules and regulation, so under which you can allow some apps to the user based on his rules and responsibilities, which can be added to the group. So let's say if there is an employee who is manager, his group will be manager and he'll get access to some application, some more application than some normal employee, some developer maybe. And yeah, apart from that, there are some limitations, like you cannot install this application yourself. You can, but that your IDM will be deciding for yourself. Okay, third and the last but important in monitoring and management is the entire control of your dashboard or your device will be there with admin, with your company admin, your IT admin, and he can configure your device from anywhere, anytime. So these are the basics of MDM. Now we'll see how it actually looks. I'll provide some demo. Just give me a sec. This is device enrollment. You can see first there is it visible? Okay. You can see they have enrolled a user first. Now they are enrolling a device for Janet. It is a corporate device, and they have selected a default policy. And she is enrolling by herself. So there is a QR provided. She just have to reboot her device first because it's a new device for a new employee. She's a new employee, she just joined. So she have to scan that QR. Once the QR is scanned, the device will get enrolled as a corporate device for Janet. So now the admin have full access, full control of her device, of her work device.
Me?
Next is policy enforcement. Here you can see corporate device policy, it's already created there. And now admin is adding some applications. He's allowing some application for Janet. Okay. Jared is going to get the access to Gmail as it's necessary.
Without being electronic.
The access sheets. Okay, so I guess she only have access to two applications for now. Let's see. Okay, so there are two options: force install and pre-install. Yes? Yeah. So this Gmail and Sheets are going to be pre-installed on my device when the device gets enrolled. And the other two application was force installed. So there are some categories that admin can add. These are not specific to the MDM, but it changes as per company policies. Each company can decide for themselves. And the third, the last dashboard for admin. Here you can see there are multiple options provided for admin. These are some sample options, but he can also have access to wipe your entire device. You can see there's an option for lock device, and your admin can lock your device. He can clear your application data. He can reboot your device. He can reset device password and you'll never know. He can start device loss mode. If your device gets lost, he can stop it, and he can deprovision it. In case if the employee leaves the organization, this is the option. So we have discussed few challenges earlier. Let's see how we can overcome those using MDM. First is data management. So when I said we are already in corporate devices, as admin already have all the control of your devices, and he can control your configuration, he can see what you can do. So I know many of users have concerns regarding their data, their privacy. So they have already taken care of this. So there are different approaches for BYOD and company-owned devices. So for company-owned, admin will have full control of your devices. But for BYOD, they create a separate work container. So if you need to access some application like Gmail and Sheets on your device or your personal devices, so they'll create a separate work container. It will look like some application. Let me show you. So here you can see there is different containers, personal and work. So you will see duplicate files or duplicate application over there. This is how you can manage your personal and work containers. So admin will only have access to this work container and not to your personal device, not to any other setting. The another challenge we saw, loss or theft. So in this case, initially, education is required. So each organization has to educate their employees about MDM. So employee can report the incident whenever his phone gets lost. And the admin can log the device as soon as they know the incident is reported. They can log the device, they can also reset the password, but there's a temporary solution. What else they can do? So they can wipe your entire device. So in case of corporate owned device, they'll wipe the entire device, but in case of BOID, they will only wipe your personal or work, they'll only wipe the work container, so that data will be saved. And in case of, so the third one, this is not the issue, but a concern. So many of the organizations who store their customers' data, clients' data, or users' data in their site or their database, they have to follow some compliances like ISO, HIPAA, PCI, they are known. So all these compliances have some set of rules, regulation, which can be achieved by MDM. So the solution is MDM. Corporates have to, they can assign their devices, they can implement the MDM for their organization, and along with that, they have to educate their employees, their users, like they have to report the incident if device gets lost, and there are many. Okay, so this is the basics of MDM. So what we learned throughout is what are the risks. Like in previous session, I have heard some questions like there is security, but what if our device, like the security is not enough? What if your device gets lost? What if someone else gets your device? So for that, the MDM is asked. This is the necessity of mobile security. If your device gets lost, or if someone gets into your device, then what you can do? So basically, MDM is essential. MDM enables device tracking, remote IP, and security updates deployment. So they'll make sure that company will make sure that you are taking regular updates on your devices, so data won't get lost, at least corporate data. And MDM safeguards corporate information in mobile-centric environment. So, if you are interested in hands-on demonstration, please visit our booth Endpoint Defense. And these are some references I used for the news articles and the facts. That's it for today. Do you have any questions? Yes.
How are we differentiating between the Redford fire and the Western Glory? So, how are we differentiating?
Okay, so there are, wherever you enroll the device, at that time you can define whether it is a corporate device or personal device.
You can define it on the MDM device.
Yes, while enrolling.
So we can define apps that need to be stored and need to each forces stored. What are the other things that can be imposed for the use body of the material? But it will like password or something.
Yes, in policy enforcement, there are some policies organization can define like how they want the password. Obviously, you want a strong password, so they can define a standard for password enforcement. And if you don't follow that policy, the password won't get sent.
Look. So, if my device is lost, the company's device done music. What happens to data present in their device?
You have to report that incident and your admin will wipe your device. So there won't be any data. It will be, for sure, will be there on cloud. So your data will be secure, but your device, it's gone.
Okay. When we rob our device, is it exploring some application? How it's working? Well, you will be depend on outsourcing. When I scan QR code,
Right.
what is data into my phone so that it's working and it's either and the application has to.
Okay, so there is no agent as such, but there is push notification using which the admin gets access to your mobile, your data, and no, there is no software installed into your phone. It changes as per the device. Like in case of Android, there is no agent as such, but as device changes, it gets changed.
And this all kind of wish my.
Sorry? Yes. Yes, it supports.
As you mentioned earlier, regarding Okta, an employee's device was breached by the person's Gmail account. Supposedly, if we consider BYOD, and if an employee's Gmail account is breached, hackers may have access, like remotely access their device. But as you have shown that personal is different, and using MDM, work-related applications are differently categorized and mapped. But in this case, since users are like lazy, they don't want to enter password each time. So supposedly, if a hacker has access to an employee's device or through Gmail, if it is compromised, and SSO is configured, and if he is able to pass through that, what in that case? How do you come to know that if he is the genuine user or some external part?
Okay, you're saying if hacker gets into the user's phone, that's what happened with Okta. So that information will get leaked, they got to know. So you don't get to know immediately. There is a monitoring and reporting. So where you can see the laws, whether there is any invalid action is happening, and accordingly you can take the actions. But if you get to know, you have to report that incident, and after that the action is taken.
But meanwhile, everything will be downloaded.
So that's why we have MDM. You can wipe the data as soon as you know. If you can't prevent breaches, for that we have the solution.
Okay, so every action is being monitored. Only suspicious activity, like how do you identify through the logs or like?
Okay, so yes, so admins have some data, like when user logs in, when he logs out, what are the allowed application for him. If he is trying to access something else, then it's a malicious activity.
Rejected logs. Being an admin, I know that there are logs created for each and every activity we do. But for example, we do this on the monthly basis. So if there are any suspicious activity going, it might happen. It might do the suspicious activity for a month. So this is quite a, you can say, data breach, or you can say the hacker might be able to in the organization, or he might be into the mobile device and he can connect the organization, you can say database or like organizations, you can say infrastructure. So how can we prevent in that such case? What can we do?
Okay, so we can't prevent it, like there are other security measures, SSO, MFA and everything. If we can't do it, then MDM comes into picture. If your device gets hacked, if you don't have access to your device anymore, or someone is telling you that your device is hacked, I have this much data. So you can't do anything at that point. But to prevent these scenarios, you can use MDM. As soon as you get to know, you can just wipe the device, you can just clear the data. Yes.
Let's suppose a device that has MDM software, but due to theft case, a thief can harvest the device. Then MDM software also lost.
Is that device a corporate device or personal device?
Corporate, I suppose.
Okay, in case of corporate device, the hacker can't reset the device. There are some regulations provided or policies enforced. So not any employee, any user can't reset or just wipe the data. The access is only limited to the alien.
The MDM is registered through mobile number, right?
Not necessarily. There is device IP or some device information. It can change. That depends on how organization want it and what are the OSs or applications you're talking about, what are the gadgets and what they support.
Because it's based on only mobile number. Nowadays even hackers clone the same.
No, it's not based on mobile number.
Okay.
But I think we haven't achieved the power and the referring to the slogan.
Okay. So guys, if you have any feedback, please feel free to scan this QR and provide your valuable feedback.